Can a slew of hot Hollywood talent heat up the box office? You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Gangster Squad.
This isn't a crime wave. It's enemy occupation. I need you to wage war against Mickey Cohen.
I'm looking to put a squad together.
What's that?
A small squad. 5, maybe 6 guys.
Going up against 40? Well, you gotta die of something.
Yes, Gangster Squad is pretty much a who's who of upcoming and underrated talent in Tinseltown. Leading the pack, even if it is reluctantly, is Ryan Gosling. The former Musketeer has turned himself into a real leading man, yet continues to shy away from making a play for legitimate movie star status. As a result, his box office numbers are on the low side, which makes it all the more important that he continued to star in at least semi-mainstream films like Gangster Squad. Sooner or later, Gosling is going to have to decide if he wants to be the next Leonardo DiCaprio or Daniel Day-Lewis. Or he could always follow Michael Fassbender's lead and walk the line between the two. Then there's Josh Brolin, who's slowly but surely been emerging from his father's shadow to become a respected character actor, despite his matinee idol looks. And while Emma Stone might have already teamed up with Gosling for Crazy Stupid Love, she's hoping to move out of high school roles and into more adult fare by lending her likable, sassy on-screen persona to that of a gangster's moll. And while you haven't seen much of them in the trailers, Gangster Squad also features up-and-coming talent Anthony Mackie and Michael Pena. Mackie's star is already on track to go supernova with this year's Pain and Gain, and 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where he'll debut as the Falcon. As for Pena, he flexed some box office muscle last year with End of Watch, where he not only outshined co-star Jake Gyllenhaal, but brought in the Latino audience to score a #1 debut. Then behind the camera, there's Ruben Fleischer, who made his own successful debut in 2009 with Zombieland. Unfortunately, his follow-up feature, 30 Minutes or Less, turned off audiences by drawing on a real-life tragic news story. Shockingly, that happened again with Gangster Squad, as after the Aurora shooting, it had to be reshot, recut, and delayed due to a scene in the film where gunmen shoot up a movie theater. But such a delay doesn't always spell doom for a flick. Take Shutter Island, which was pushed back several months, yet still pulled in about $300 million worldwide. It's doubtful, though, that Gangster Squad will pull in that kind of dough, even with veterans Sean Penn and Nick Nolte helping with the heavy lifting. See, Gosling, this is why you might want to consider the DiCaprio route. Is this just a movie for Ryan Gosling fans?
No.
No?
It's for everybody. Yeah.
Oh, good. What made you want to see it today?
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn?
Yeah, Sean Penn. That's my man.
How was he?
He was superb.
Just absurd. It was hard to follow. I mean, you get the story, Sean Penn, he's the bad guy, but honestly.
The accent by Sean Penn as Mickey Cohen changed. He sounded Yiddish at the beginning, but then sounded just plain New York throughout the rest of the film.
Ryan Gosling did his best 20s. Hey, how you doing? See, that's what he like. That was the whole movie. Was that reaction?
I can't say that. That's the one thing about this movie that I didn't like. Not a single person in this whole movie said "Shay," and that's the only thing I was waiting for the entire 2 hours.
You wanted your Jimmy Cagney?
That's what I came here for.
Do you think it's authentic to the time period or more cartoony?
No, it's authentic.
Just a little, maybe in some of the dialogue.
Oh, okay. But that didn't take you out of it?
No, not at all.
No?
Everything was there from the clubs, and they did a Carmen Miranda type of thing with the
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, this movie would have been great had they all broke out in like the Smooth Criminal dance or something, but like they didn't do anything like fun and cool. Like it was just like a real serious, like this is serious and there's blood on the screen.
I think 300 or 400 people died in that movie. I mean,
so they had to re-edit this after the shooting in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it was like 2,000. They
Well,
brought it down to like 400.
Well, it happened in a movie theater. Some stuff. There were no scenes in a movie theater now, though, right? But it was still a little much for you?
It was just absurd.
It was a Valentine.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
It was a Valentine, the 40s, and with the quote gangsters at that time. It was just a Valentine.
Did you have a good time?
It was interesting to see.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Well,
from the beginning to the end. A little too short.
Wanted more. That's a good sign.
They went see something different. That's out right now. Definitely see it.
I would say get to the Oscar nominees. If you haven't gotten to Django and to Les Mis and stuff like that, you need to go see those first.
What do you give it on a 1 to 10?
I give it a 9. 7.5.
Like a 7?
10 times 2.
8.
2, 4, 4.5.
So it seems like early January might actually be a good time to release Gangster Squad, as audiences only give the film a 7. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from AMC Empire 25, and I hope we'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.